Hi, 3 and 4-year-old leaders. We are preparing for November 11th, and this week we get to talk about Jacob and Esau, a story we probably are all really familiar with. And I don't know what your relationship is like with your siblings growing up, but I know there were times where my siblings and I were not so kind to each other or honoring to each other. We are much more so now, thankfully, and I can't imagine life without my brother and my sister. So we get to talk about God's promises through Jacob and Esau and how God continued his promise to Abraham, even though Jacob and his mom Rebecca decided to take things into their own hands and try to trick Isaac. Your social activity, you're still going to continue to play your Upset the Farm game. Hopefully kids are enjoying that and having a lot of fun with it. You will have several things in your bag of tricks today for kids to do. You are going to have some spoons with lentils are already glued onto your spoons. This bag has a bag of lentils just so that kids can see what lentils look like before they're cooked down. Once they're cooked down, they don't really look like beans anymore. It looks more just like mush. But I've already pre-glued all of your spoons so that the lentils are already a part of your spoon. You will also have some hands like this, and each kid is going to get 2 of the same color hand to use. You'll have some felt in your bag that looks like this, and you will also have an activity page that has a face on it, and with the face is a little lamb in the corner, and you'll also have a little bag of cotton balls. So what you're going to do is use your glue sticks and help the kids glue all of these things onto their picture. What they're essentially supposed to do is build Jacob. And so Jacob is going to have his spoon of soup and his hands, and then you're going to put the felt on one hand like he used to disguise himself, and then you'll use the cotton balls and glue that onto the sheep. It's supposed to be a multi-sensory activity. That's supposed to be where there's lots of textures and everything. I realize our glue is probably not going to work real well on our paper, but it's so the kids can see all the different things that were created, that were a part of this story in a multi-sensory way. So if your glue doesn't work, feel free to tape everything to the paper for the kids so that they can take that home and share that with mom and dad. So that activity is, like I said, a multi-sensory activity. There's a little picture right here of what it'll look like once you're finished. See the hands and the little sheep, and then your spoon and a blindfold. You can use a part of your felt to make a blindfold if you want, or you can just leave it like it is. It's okay. So that activity is just to remind us that Jacob chose to take things into his own hands and steal that blessing from Esau, but God had a way, and God had a plan for Jacob, and Jacob was actually going to be the one that would carry the lineage on, because God had that plan from the very beginning, and Jacob would be the one whose family where Jesus would come be a part of the line of Judah, which is Jacob's family. All right, so you have your memory verse activity. If you belong to Christ, clasp your hands. You are Abraham's seed, growing like a seed, and heirs according to the promise, pointing to God. You will pray and dismiss the kids, help them take home their family, their picture with Jacob and Esau and all of the different elements that were a part of that story. Feel free, as you're adding all of those things to your paper, to talk through the story again and get kids to tell you the story as they're gluing and pasting and taping all of their things to their paper. I will also put in your room, just in case all of your elements do not stick to your paper, I'll put a paper bag that you can put everything in a paper bag for each kid to take home all of the stuff that were supposed to be a part of their picture today. Pray and dismiss. I hope to see you guys at our family Thanksgiving tonight. This is just a way for us to celebrate all that God has done amongst us. I am so thankful to be a part of your team as you're leading preschoolers to love God and love people. Thank you for leading and loving them well. We'll talk to you soon.